Hello, traders. FS Collector here. So today is Thursday. So happy Thursday, Thursday, and it is April 11th. So how is everybody doing today? Hopefully fairly good. We had a big push up on the dollar this week, which actually for me was a little bit unexpected because I did think that this right here was going to be at least a temporary top. I don't really mind being wrong. Being wrong is part of the game. I was more expecting either this to go down for a 1, 2, 3, or I was expecting it to possibly go down for an ABC before it actually went back up. So definitely was a little bit unexpected for me. It still, to me, looks very, very odd. What I mean by odd, I mean it just doesn't really look right. I feel like it looks like a one, it looks like a two, it looks like it should be a wave three, but I still feel like there's something about it that just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But either way, the important thing to see right now is that we're right in between two Fibonacci retracement levels. The trend is up. There's definitely no break or structure to the downside. There is definitely no engulfing move to the downside, no Fibonacci bounce, no lower high. For me, there's really no reason at all to think that this move up really is actually over. So I'm definitely still looking for longs on the dollar pairs for sure. Now, if we take it down to a little bit of a shorter time frame, it really, really looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to me. From the end of this correction right here, it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if this really is a wave three on the higher time frames, then it may not break structure to the downside. Sometimes when you'll get a perfect five waves on the shorter time frames, but if you're in the wave three on the higher time frames, sometimes they'll just make a little pullback and then end up making a higher low and just keep on going. I don't really know if that's exactly what's going to happen here. I mean, I still don't feel quite right about this move up, but we really can't argue the fact that the trend is up and that the trend has been up since Tuesday, and yeah, definitely a very strong uptrend. Looks like a perfect five ways. Because of the perfect five ways, I would think that it would go down and break structure, which would probably end up being a crescent move up. But like I said, if this really is a wave three on the higher time frames, and this really is a one, and this is an ABC of two, then this may not break structure. It may just make a little pullback, and it could easily just keep on trending up. So I like to start off with the dollar index because for me, the dollar index is extremely important. The dollar index is a really, really important part for me when I'm talking about trading all the dollar pairs. So I like to do these live streams, like I always say, I like to do these live streams twice a week on Tuesday and on Thursday. It's a really good way for me to thank the audience, thank everybody that likes and subscribes to my channel, and it's a good chance to interact with you guys and take some requests from everybody. So if you have any requests, definitely put them in the chats. Probably going to start off by looking at the dollar pairs because I think most people are going to want to see the dollar pairs anyways. And then we will move on to take some requests from the audience. Like I said, if you have something you would like me to look at, put it in the chat and I'll be more than happy to check it out. No problemo. So let's see. Let's start off with the Euro US dollar. We had some Euro news this afternoon, which I thought was possibly going to cause it to go up a little bit, but it really didn't even do that hardly. So on the daily time frame, I mean, I'm still looking at this a possible ABC, but I keep going back to this dollar analysis because if this dollar is really a wave three, then this is gonna pretty much have to look like that. Which is why this is the major reason why I don't really trust this move because if this does that, then the euro dollar and other dollar pairs are gonna do something very similar. And for me, it just doesn't really make sense for this to turn into a big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna look very, very odd to me if that's the case. Maybe just maybe this right here is just a very odd looking ABC, and this is an A, this is a B, and this is actually a C, and this is like an A right here, and this is an ABC, a B, and we're actually just going to keep on going down for a wave C. That's about the only way I can make sense of it. I mean, if the dollar really does keep on going up, this is pretty much the only way I can make sense of it. Like I've been saying in my videos for months now, I've been saying that this is a one and a two. Which it still possibly could be. I mean, we're only at the 61.8. And like I said, there's something about the dollar that I'm not really too fond about. And if I do get a big reaction at one of these last two Fibonacci levels, then I definitely would still call it a 1-2. But we definitely do have to reevaluate it a little bit because, I mean, there is definitely a possibility, depending on what the dollar does, that this just keeps on going down. But as a little bit of a sort of term, I mean, it definitely looks like five ways down on the 1 hour time frame. It definitely looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this really is a five-way pattern, then it will go up and take out the high. Now it is definitely five waves, but the point that I'm trying to make is if this really is a wave three, just like what I was explaining on the U.S. dollar, then this may look like it's going to go up and make a break of structure to the upside, but in reality, if this really is a wave three, then it is actually not going to do that. It might go up, but it would most likely make a lower high, and just keep on going down. So I'm definitely looking for shorts on the euro dollar for sure. I mean, to me, it looks like it should go up and it looks like it should break structure, but we have to listen to price, and price is definitely in a downtrend. We really can't argue that fact. And it looks like it potentially could make a lower high, and just keep going down because if this really is a wave three, which it looks like it probably is, then most likely it is going to continue to make lower lows, lower highs. So we definitely got to keep an eye on some of these things. They pretty much all look the same, but like I said, I keep coming back to this dollar analysis because if this dollar really is a one, a two, and a three, then this basically has to do something like that. And if the dollar does something like that, then all the dollar pairs are going to move accordingly, which means that this would actually be a one, two, and three also, and it might even stretch out and end up looking something like that, which on the pound dollar would actually make perfect sense. I mean, honestly, because we really never even took out the low of wave four. So if this actually went down and made like a probably even like this, like a 3, 4, 5 like that, it would still be a crescent. It would still be a 1, 2, except for it would be a much bigger wave two. But we really don't know really that yet. We really can't prove that scenario. And like I said, there's something about the dollar that just doesn't really look right to me. So I'm still definitely looking for shorts. We are at a Fibonacci level. I mean, if we do get a reaction at one of these Fibonacci levels and a reason to do not look for shorts on the higher time frames, then I'll definitely switch it up. But yeah, right now, I think looking for shorts is pretty much the scenario that we should be playing out for sure. You go to the sort of time frames and it has a very similar look to the euro dollar. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this is a five-way pattern, then you would think it would go up and break structure to the upside. Yeah, I mean, because that's what happens at the end of a five-way pattern. But like I said, if this really is supposed to be a wave one and this really is supposed to be a wave two, and we really are in a wave three now, then this will not break structure to the upside, but instead it will just make a lower high, and it will just keep on pushing down with these lower lows, lower highs, because that's what's going to happen if this really is a subdivision of wave three. So, like I said, I mean, something to me still doesn't look right. I'm definitely still looking for shorts, but if I get a break of structure to the upside, I'm definitely going to start looking for longs again because I still think there's a chance it could go up. But like I said, the dollar analysis is telling us a story, and we definitely need to listen to that story for sure. Yeah, the Aussie dollar really never even did that big push down, did it? Well, let me get rid of this fib. Got too many fibs on there. Yeah, I mean the euro dollar, the Aussie dollar, that is. There's a very distinct trend line going on right here, as you can see, and we're pretty much sitting right at that trend line right now. I mean, and as of right now, I'm still looking at this as a possible 1, 2, but like I said, if the dollar's in a wave three, then this pretty much has to go down in a wave three too. So this 1, 2 scenario may end up getting tossed out the window. And honestly, if it does just keep on going down, we're looking for shorts anyway, so it really shouldn't create too many issues with us. The only way it could create an issue is if it makes a big impulsive move up like that and we start looking for longs and then it does some sort of a stop hunt again. But I'm still looking at it as a possible ABC, possibly a wave two for sure. Taking it down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, it looked like it was making a wave five today, but it really never did it? The Aussie is still a little bit on the strong side, in my opinion. I mean, it looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's making a higher low, it's making a higher low, and then it's making subdivisions right here that are also higher lows. So I think we should definitely be looking for shorts, but boy, I definitely think that this could be a little bit of a trickery going on here. I definitely think there's a possibility that this could make a big move to the upside, but we're sticking to the dollar analysis, and the dollar analysis is telling us up. So that means that we should be looking for shorts on the Aussie dollar. The Kiwi dollar, same type of thing. I mean, we have that 3, 4, 5 shape. If it goes up and breaks structure, stop looking for longs. If it doesn't and it just makes another, little pullback and makes a lower high, and pulls it down, then I would just keep on looking for shorts in a downtrend. So, like I said, the dollar definitely looks very odd to me, but If it's a wave three, then it's not going to break structure to the downside. It's just going to keep on going. US dollar Swiss made a big old push up. I mean, is it a wave two? I mean, it may not be a wave two. We may have to reevaluate. I mean, it's definitely a downtrend. It definitely still looks very corrective to me, like it should be a wave two. We are getting closer to the 78%, which at this point I pretty much would say that it pretty much has to touch that 78%. If we get a big break to the downside at that level, then fine, we'll start looking for shorts again. But right now, we're looking at this as a correction to the downtrend. We're looking for longs, and if it's not a correction to the downtrend, and instead it just keeps on going up, then we're going to just continue to look for longs on shorter time frames, which I still kind of think is the least likely scenario, but it's definitely a scenario that we have to keep in mind. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, it definitely looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for sure. Almost all the dollar pairs have a very, very distinct five-way pattern, which does make me think that it should go down and it should break structure. But just like I was talking about, if the dollar index is in a wave three, then this is not going to do that. But instead, it's just going to go down and then it's going to make a higher low, and it's just going to keep on going up. So, I mean, I would definitely keep looking for longs. I mean, this five-way pattern definitely kind of makes you think that it could go down and break structure to the downside. But is it going to go down and break structure to the downside? That's kind of the question. At this point, I almost kind of feel like it's probably not. It's probably going to continue to make higher highs, higher lows, and probably going to head up towards this 78% Fibonacci retracement level, is what I kind of feel like is the most likely scenario. So, anyways, before we get going too far, let me just remind you guys that I do have a 100% free Discord channel. The Discord channel, my Discord channel is 100% free. You never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. The link for that is in the chats and in the description. And like I mentioned the last couple of live streams, I am going to be doing a 100 USDT giveaway when I reach 100 members on Discord, 5,000 members on Discord. I currently have 4,924 members. So as soon as I get 5,000 members on Discord, I'm going to give away 100 USDT to one of my Discord members. So all you have to do is be a member to be able to participate in the giveaway. And like I said, it's 100% free to join, so you're never going to lose a dime by joining. So let's see. Yeah, definitely. We're going to go through all the dollar pairs in a minute. Let's look at the dollar Swiss since somebody did request that. I gotta have to go back to this one for the dollar Swiss because I don't analyze the dollar Swiss on these are my own personal charts right here. These white and black charts, which I much prefer the white charts. We are definitely still in an uptrend. I feel like at this point it is going to most likely take out the previous high. I don't think the US dollar Swiss is over. I mean, we definitely have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up, but notice how this fifth wave is smaller, is bigger than the third wave. That tells me that there's a very good likelihood that this is going to end up continuing the uptrend. It even if it does go down, even if this is the fifth wave, I think it needs to make a wave six and a wave seven. So I definitely am still bullish on the dollar Swiss for sure, 100%. Yeah, we haven't got the gold yet. We're gonna get the gold here in a second. So the Swiss is what's driving this thing down right now, not the dollar. The Swiss is what's driving this thing down because the dollar's been up pretty much all day. Now we have almost a perfect five-wave trend here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, perfect five waves. We have a breaker structure to the downside. Now the Swiss is definitely what's kind of driving this thing to the downside. I mean, to me, it looks like it should at least make a correction. I would probably throw my Fibonacci retracement on this last push. I would look for three waves down. I'd look for an impulsive move up for the continuation of the uptrend. Let's throw a Fibonacci on there right now. I much prefer the black one on these shorter time frames. So if I see three waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves down, if I see a Fibonacci bounce, then that would be my next entry to go long. I mean, if you are a scalper, then technically you should definitely be looking for shorts on the US dollar Swiss because we do definitely have a breaker structure to the downside. If you're a scalper, you should be looking for shorts. If you're more like a day/swing trader, then you should be waiting for three waves down for another entry to go long for the continuation of the uptrend for sure. US dollar yen. I've been forecasting that this thing is going to go up to the 156, 155 area for a long time now, and it definitely looks like it's playing out as it should. One of the more important things to see on this one is, yeah, there's some big pullbacks, but this is definitely higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Definitely a series of higher lows, that's for sure. Definitely no reason as of yet to think that this is over either. So I am definitely still looking for longs. Now, as a little bit of a shorter time frame basis, I mean, it does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But just like the other ones, because you see 5 ways doesn't mean that this is over. This could easily just make a little pullback and just keep on going up. So I would definitely be looking for longs. I definitely wouldn't go long right here. I would have to see a pullback to go long. I would never go long at the top of a trend like that. But really, what I would like to see is a big pullback, which it may or may not do. I'd like to see something like that. I'd like to see a break of sunset to the downside to go long for the continuation of the uptrend. So definitely looking for longs on that. And gold, boy, everybody just loves gold. There's a couple scenarios going on here. I'm gonna say a scenario that one of my premium members, one of my website members has said with us, which is he is calling this a possible 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. But I definitely don't really see it like that. I mean, I do see that it is a possibility, which is why I mentioned it. And we are definitely at a Fibonacci level on the monthly and on the weekly. If you go down to the weekly, we are definitely at a Fibonacci level. But if this really is a wave three, like I think it is, then this needs to be a lot more upside potential. This thing is not even close to being over if it really is a wave three. A wave three should at least minimum go to the 161.8 Fibonacci extension. So I am definitely still very bullish on gold. I think that it at least needs to end up looking something like this on the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame. And then as you go down to shorter time frames, I still think it's a subdivision of a wave three. I think it's a wave three of three. As you can see, there's definitely a wave one, a wave two, and it looks like a wave three. Now we have a Fibonacci bounce on the shorter time frames, a whole new Fibonacci bounce. So not only do we, oh, whoops, that's why we're not on the daily. So not only are we on a Fibonacci level on the weekly and the monthly, but we're also on the Fibonacci, a different Fibonacci level on the daily. So that is why we have resistance right now. But I mean, it doesn't take a Elliott wave genius to realize on the shorter time frames that there is still a ton of buying pressure on this thing. This thing is really struggling to go down. While a lot of the other dollar pairs made a huge push to the downside, this one is still holding tight. And technically, it definitely still has not broken structure in my eyes. And it kind of almost looks like it is going up. It's been going up pretty much all day, but it's really struggling. I was thinking that this was an ABC right here, and then impulsive up, and then another ABC, and that this was possibly just going to keep on going up. I mean, there's really no signs of any reason why we should be doing anything on any time frame other than looking for longs. I mean, even though it really hasn't continued the uptrend, I mean, if you were looking for longs here, that would have been a nice trade. This would have been a nice trade. Even if yesterday after the news, if you went long right there, Tuesday, I think it was, right? Tuesday, whatever day it was. If you went long right there, that would have been a good trade. Even these little longs, there's been some amazing long opportunities on this thing. The big money to be made is definitely still looking for longs in an uptrend. Now, it does kind of look to me like it could go down. It does kind of look to me like it could break structure, but until it actually proves to me that it's going down, I'm personally looking for longs in an uptrend. The reason why is because I see a lot of upside potential in this thing. Now, I think there is a chance that we could make a pattern like this over the next week or so. And if that's the case, then this is possibly going to print out, maybe 4 or 5, 6 candles that are very overlapping, very messy candles before it actually does end up continuing back up. So I do think that is a pretty good likelihood that it is going to be kind of sideways, kind of messy for the next week or so. Now, we do have some more news coming out this week. It's not like we don't have any news. We had some pretty good news today, but tomorrow we got consumer sentiment. That's a primary consumer sentiment. That is another really good news event. We also have GDP tomorrow for the dollar, for the pound, that is. And what do we got next week? Let's take a quick look at next week. We got some retail sales. What do we have that really sticks out? We got Canadian CPI. That's a pretty big news event. I think it's kind of light next week for the dollar, though, if I remember correctly. We got CPI for the Kiwi, we got CPI for the pound, and yeah, there's really not a whole lot of going on next week as far as the dollar is concerned. We have some pretty decent news next week, but as far as the dollar is concerned, there's definitely not much going on for the dollar next week. So, if anybody is interested in joining my website, my membership program, it is $30 a month, which is the cheapest I've ever offered my membership. It is $30 a month. It also includes access to all my swing trades. I tell the group at the time of entry. Anytime that I get into a swing trade, I tell everybody. I tell everybody what my stop loss is, and I tell everybody that I'm getting in. It also gives you access to these live trading sessions. The live trading sessions are more focused on analysis, but if there is an entry during the live trading session, we take it together. So I do a London Zoom meeting every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 90 minutes long, starting at 7:30 a.m. UK time. And every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I do a 90-minute Zoom meeting starting at 1 p.m. UK time. So, like I said, I do 9 live streams a week for my premium members. It also comes with a trading course, which is 35 videos long, comes with access to my Discord membership, and comes with access to my swing trade setups. So, if anybody is interested in that, it's pretty easy to remember, but the website is fxpipcollector.com. Definitely a really good deal, and I do a lot for my members. I really want to make sure that everybody is as profitable as can be. And that's why I call it learning and earning at the same time. As you can see, I like people to learn to trade, but I want people to earn to trade at the same time. You know, that's why it's mainly focused on learning, but I do share my swing trades at the time of entry. So that's why I say learn and earn at the same time, because you could potentially earn while you learn. So we went through all the dollar pairs. So like I said, if anybody does have any requests, throw them in the chats. I'd be more than happy to look at them. So I'll start making my way down through. I see Robin would like me to look at the pound yen. So we'll start off with that. Let's check out the pound yen. Yeah, we're gonna start off with that because you were the first one on the bat. So let's start off with the pound yen. Like I said, my Discord channel is 100% free to join, and if you have not joined already, definitely do so. We only need about 75 more members, which I don't think will take more than a week or so, maybe 2 weeks at most. And I will be doing a $100 or 100 USDT giveaway on my Discord channel. So definitely check that out. So the important thing with I don't really trade gold that much, to tell you the truth, Justin. I mean, I do trade gold, but it's more if I do trade gold, it's actually scalping. I don't really swing trade gold. I do scalp gold once in a while, but I definitely don't really day trade. Gold is honestly not really my favorite pair. I think I think gold is a little bit overrated. I think people love gold, but as far as I'm concerned, I really am not that big of a fan of gold. And the reason why is because it's not really correlated with the dollar like most other dollar pairs are. Most dollar pairs are very correlated with the US dollar. Gold is not. Gold does pretty much whatever it wants. And also it is not a signal service. This is 100% not a signal service. My purpose of the group is to teach you to trade. I share my swing trades with the group and I share my stop losses, but this is not a signal service. If it was a signal service, I would be charging a heck of a lot more than a lot more than $30 a month. That's for sure. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I do trade gold, and we got a lot of people in the group that do love gold. We got a few people in the group that actually pretty much only trade gold. But as far as I'm concerned, if I do trade gold, then it's definitely a day trade or a scalp. It's definitely not a trade that I hold on to for days on end. So, anyways, the pound yen. To me, the pound yen ended at ABC correction right here, right at the 61.8% on the daily, which means that it is most likely going to take out the previous high. And I also think on the monthly time frame, I know the monthly is a very long time frame for most people, but I definitely think that this is going to go up and take out the high of wave A, which I think is extremely clear that this is a wave A. I think this is a 1, 2, 3 of C. So this is an A, a B, and a C. I think it needs to take out the high of wave A. and then it's going to have to make a wave 4, and then it's going to have to make a wave 5 just to finish off this wave C. So I don't expect that the yen is going to make a very significant, big move to the downside for probably at least a year or so, honestly. So anyways, yeah, I mean, my target on the pound yen is above the 196 area. So I'm definitely still very bullish on pound yen. This is extremely clear that it's an ABC correction at the 61.8%. And what's it doing? Higher low, higher low, higher low. Definitely still an uptrend. It kind of looked like it was going to go down today, but the fact that this is 3 waves up right here and this is 5 waves up makes me think that this is an ABC already. I think we already got the ABC, and I think this is just going to keep on trending up, making higher highs, higher lows. I personally would definitely be looking for longs in an uptrend at the end of pullbacks, 100%. So definitely looking for longs on that. Yeah, let's check out the Euro Swiss. The Euro Swiss looked like it was going up earlier, but boy, it definitely didn't, did it? Yeah, the Euro pairs have been very sideways ever since that news came out this afternoon. Trying to decide, we were talking about the Swiss pairs pretty intensely today because we're trying to decide whether this is a complete pattern or not. Is this already a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or is it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3? And now we're in a wave 4, and then it's going to go back up again for a wave 5. That's kind of the question I have on the Swiss pairs. And honestly, all of them are basically the same. Every single one of these Swiss pairs kind of looks like it could be a wave 5 already, but it could also be a wave 3. If you look at the pound Swiss for correlation, the pound Swiss actually seems very clear that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that this is actually a wave 5 of wave 3. So most likely the Euro Swiss is a wave 3, and most likely we're actually in a wave 4 now. I would kind of expect this to make a pretty decent sized correction, maybe even take out this low before it goes up again to continue the uptrend. So I'm definitely still very bullish for the most part. I think we're in a wave 4, and a wave 4 should take out the previous low. So I actually think there is a better chance that it is going to go down more before it goes up. But I think we're probably already in the wave C, though. I think this is already a wave C, and I think that it is going to end up continuing the uptrend at some point. So I'm definitely still pretty bullish for sure. On the shorter time frames, I mean, we're pretty bearish. I thought that it was going to make a long right there, but I never did go long right there. But I thought it was going to try to make a long. But now in hindsight, I can see that it's pretty clearly a 1, 2, 3, and it's probably not even over. It's probably going to stretch out, just like what I was showing on the 4-hour time frame. So definitely looking for shorts, unless you get a break of structure to the upside, which I do not see as of yet. Yeah, I can check out Sonoma. I'm definitely not a crypto guy, but I don't mind looking at cryptos once in a while. I personally have never traded a crypto in my life, but that's okay. Sonoma. I don't even know which one Sonoma is, to tell you the truth. What's the signal for that? Solona, I mean Solona. Is it Solona this one? ADA? No, that's not Solona. Yeah, put it in the chats. Let me know what the symbol for that is, and I'll look at it for you, because otherwise I don't know which one to look at, unfortunately. I am definitely not a crypto guy. Aussie Swiss. Now that's more up my alley. Swiss pairs, Forex pairs. The Aussie Swiss you could definitely say is a wave 5, but I don't know. I still I'm still debating whether this is over or not. I don't really think it's over, honestly. If it is over, it's just a wave 3, a 1, 2, 3, and you can kind of make out a 5-wave trend in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3. I don't think it's a 5 already. I think it's just a wave 3. Most likely this is a wave 4, and most likely it's going to go up again for a wave 5, in my opinion. So taking it down to the shorter time frames, I think you should be looking for shorts. I mean, it could already be in a wave C, but it's most likely going to make a bigger push down before it goes up. So I would be looking for shorts on the shorter time frame basis, but I would definitely be looking for longs if you are a swing trader, or if you're trying to catch the big swings. But I think it's going to go down more before it actually does go up. US dollar Swiss. I already did that, but we'll look at the US 30 for you. Hmm. I was thinking we were in a wave 4 on these pairs. Definitely making a move to the downside though, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's a wave 4, honestly. I think this is probably a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. It's probably might not even be over yet. It could easily drift down even more. Eventually, it's probably going to make a wave B and then go back down for a wave C, and I think it's a wave 4. So I think that you should be looking for shorts on this, most likely. At some point, you are going to get a break of structure to the upside. It might even happen, today or tomorrow. And then it's probably going to make a bigger push up, which would probably be an ABC or B. And then probably down again later on. Like I was showing, probably a wave A, probably an ABC or B, and then probably down again for a wave C. Definitely seems pretty likely to me, for sure. Gold, we already did gold. We already did the pound yen. I do trade gold, but like I said, not really that big, not really too much. Let's check out oil. Now, every single thing on this list right here, this is my full list. It covers basically every single US dollar, every single Forex pair. Yeah, I'm going to look at oil now. So it covers every single Forex pair. And then I also look at Bitcoin, S&P 500, the natural gas, oil, silver, and gold. Every single one of these pairs I analyze every single day in my members meeting that I do for my members. Like I was saying, twice a day, except for on Monday. I only do one on Monday. But I do a London live stream and I do a New York live stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 90 minutes, 7:30 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 90 minutes, 1 p.m. UK time. And during these live streams, I analyze every single pair on this list. Every single pair on this list gets analyzed during these live streams, full top-down analysis. And so the live trading sessions are definitely a really big benefit for anybody that is in the group. I think I still have. I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't think that's even right anymore. I don't think this is over. I think there's a very good likelihood that it's gonna go up again. I mean, maybe the 78% will hold right below the 90 area, but I definitely am still pretty bullish on the higher time frames. I kind of feel like we're actually in a wave C of wave B on the weekly, which would actually have us going all the way up and taking out this high right here. So I mean, overall, I am definitely very bullish on the higher time frames for sure. It looked like an ABC, which it definitely was an ABC. One, two, three waves down. But then what happened was it made one, two, three waves up and pulsed it down. If that right there really was the end of the correction, not just an ABC pattern, then it would not have made three waves up and then pulsed it down like that. So at this point, it probably is going to actually drift down to a lower fib level, like the 50 or maybe the 61.8, before it does continue the uptrend. So I'm definitely bearish on the short-term time frames. Bullish, very bullish on the higher time frames. I think there's a good chance this is going to be an A. I think there's a good chance this is a B, and I think there's a good chance this is going to go up for a wave C. And it's probably going to go make that big push down. I think we're probably going to be looking at about $100 a barrel by the time this uptrend is over. Before we get that bigger push to the downside, is what I would think is going to happen. So if anybody has any more requests, definitely put them in the chats. I'll pretty much look at whatever anybody wants. I don't really mind. So let's go back to the dollar pairs real quick. Yeah, my target is right around the $100 area too, honestly, Forex handler. So that lines up with mine perfectly, honestly. I think we're just in a correction to the uptrend. So sounds like we're on the same page. That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, and the dollar pairs are still kind of not really doing much. Like I said, if this really is a wave three, then this will not go up and break structure, even though it looks like a perfect five-way pattern. If this really is a wave three, then it might go up, but it's going to end up making a lower high. You probably would put your Fibonacci retracement on there and look and see if you got a three waves up and a Fibonacci bounce. If you do, then that's probably the end of a trend. Same thing in all these. I mean, they all look like a big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every single one of them. But if this is a wave 3 on the daily time frame, then this is just going to go up, make a correction to this last move down, and then just continue the downtrend. So whether or not this is going to break structure, I mean, with the 5 waves that I see, I would think that it would break structure, but it actually may not break structure. It actually might just keep going down. US dollar CAD is another one. It looks like a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave pattern. But if this is really a wave 3 on the US dollar index, then this is not going to break structure. It's just going to make a pullback. It's going to make a higher low, and it's just going to keep on trending up. So for now, definitely still very bullish on this. If anybody has not done so, definitely join my Discord channel, especially if you want a chance to win the 100 USDT that I'll be giving away as soon as I hit 5,000 members, which should not take too much longer. The link for that is in the chat and in the description. So if anybody else has any more requests, definitely put them in the chats. I'd be more than happy to look at basically anything. Gold is extremely sideways, and my prediction on gold is that it's going to continue to be sideways probably for at least the next 4 or 5 trading days. I think it's going to probably do something like this, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. We're only on day 2. I think there's a good chance this thing could literally paint like 6 candles that are doing almost nothing before it actually goes back up. So I am very, very bullish on gold, but as a more of a short-term basis, I really don't think it's going. I really, really don't think it's going down in a big way. I mean, yeah, maybe it will go down. I think it's likely to do a very overlapping, corrective, overlapping, very, very weird, odd ABC WXY type thing before it actually does end up continuing back up. So definitely very bullish overall, but I mean, as a short-term basis, I do think there is a good chance it's gonna maybe, I don't know. Like I said, I kind of feel like there could be a readable pattern in here. So I kind of feel like there's a good chance this is an A, B, C right here, and then I think this is possibly impulsive up, 1, 2, 3 down, and you would think that it would lead to impulsive up, but based on what I see on the daily time frame, I actually kind of feel like it's more likely that this thing is going to print like 4 or 5 candles that basically are doing almost nothing before it actually does continue the uptrend, just kind of like what happened back here. Hey Mark, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, no problem. I'll check that out for you. So yeah, I mean, overall, I'm very bullish on gold. Short term, it's probably going to be honestly a little bit of a sit so in the next 4 or 5 trading days, in my opinion. Especially with looking at the news calendar, there is really nothing at all going on next week as far as the dollar is concerned. Core retail sales is decent, but it's not great. Retail sales. We have some good Canadian news. But as far as the dollar is concerned, there is very little news next week for the dollar. We got unemployment claims. That's not really that big of a deal. What was that? Ethereum? Yeah, definitely. Let's check out Ethereum. Somebody else made a request, but I wasn't sure which one it was, so I didn't look at it. I think we're in a wave. I think we're going down for a wave C on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Oh wow, look at that chart. It's been a long time since I've updated that one. Because like I said, I analyze Bitcoin every single day for my premium members. But as far as this chart's concerned, I don't update it very often. So anyways, I think on a short-term basis that we are going down. Yeah, I'll check out silver for you, Dan, but I think silver is a very similar pattern. I think it's different, but it's very similar, if that makes sense. I'll show you in a few minutes. This is very, very clearly a downtrend in my eyes, wave A. I think this is, yeah, I was trying to decide if it's a running flat or whatever. It's kind of hard. You almost kind of got to drop down a little bit to see it. There we go. Now I can see it. This is definitely a downtrend. And then we have 1, 2, 3 waves up, A. So this is probably a flat. 1, 2, 3 waves down, B. And then this is definitely more a trend. So I would call that 5 up. So 3, 3, 5 pattern. So it's an ABC, but it's 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, which makes it a flat. So I still think it's a wave A. I still think it's probably a wave B. According to Bitcoin, I think this is a wave 3, and I think this is going down to take out this low for a wave C, and then I think that we're going to get another push up. Now I'm calling it a 345, but with the way Bitcoin is doing that halving thing this month and the way Bitcoin has been going, it may not be a 345. It could possibly be a subdivision of a much, much larger uptrend. And if that's the case, the next continuation of the uptrend may not be a wave 5, and it may just keep on trending. Yeah, I think we ended a wave 2 today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, A, B, C, 2. I think there's a very good likelihood this is going to make its way down, lower lows, lower highs. I think it's going to make a 3, eventually make a 4 and a 5 of wave C. And maybe it's a wave 4, maybe it's a subdivision of a much larger trend. Either way, doesn't really matter. Yeah, I thought Bitcoin was a was an ABC WXY type thing also, but man, Bitcoin is really struggling to go down. I still have it marked the what as what I thought it was. I thought this right here was a top, which I still think it looks like a top. This looks like a downtrend A. I think this one's a more traditional ABC though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's still the same type of thing, I think. But I think it's a 1, I think it's a 2, and I think it needs to go down and make a 3, 4, 5. I think it's going to go down to 55,000. But with what's going on with Bitcoin, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it didn't even do this. I wouldn't be surprised if it just went down to here and then just kept on going up. But hey, Manu, how's it going, buddy? So, I mean, I'm definitely still bearish. I still think it's likely to go down to 55,000, but I also am keeping in mind that there is so much buying pressure on crypto right now that it may just go down a little bit and then later on just keep on trending up. So, I mean, all crypto could actually do that pretty easily. Silver is another pair that I do analyze for my members on a daily basis, at least on the 4-hour time frame and up. I personally think we're in a wave C on silver. Silver. I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is an A. I think this is a B, and I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave C. I think we're going up to about $36 an ounce on silver. And if that's true, that means that we got a lot of upside potential. We're only at $28 an ounce right now, so this is probably a 1. There's definitely 5 waves there. This is a WXY of wave 2. And I think it's a 1, 2, 3, and I think it potentially has a lot of upside potential left. I think there's definitely a lots and lots and lots of upside potential on this thing. Unless that WXY scenario on gold is correct, which I'm not really thinking it is, but I honestly think gold and silver are probably going to be a little bit of a sideways pattern for the next probably 3 to 5 trading days. I think there's a good chance they may bounce around a little bit, eventually go down, break some structure, and then continue back up. But I definitely do think it is going to continue the uptrend. It's just whether it's going to, make us more traditional like ABC and then go up, or whether it's going to make what I think it's going to do, which is a very overlapping corrective pattern for several days before it actually does go up. Either way, I'm definitely very bullish. We're not even bouncing off a fib level, so very bullish for sure. We just looked at Ethereum, but yeah, we'll check out some more crypto. People love their crypto, don't they? Ethereum, I just looked at, and I think the Ethereum. Oops, I got to go back to these charts. I actually think Ethereum might be a little bit clearer than Bitcoin. It looks like an A, B, and it looks like it's to go down for a C before it goes up. But I just looked at Ethereum, so I'm probably not going to cover it again. But I personally think it is a wave C. I think it is a 1. I think it is a 2, and I think it's going to go down like a 3, 4, 5, probably down to someplace in this area. But Like I was just saying, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if some of these cryptocurrencies didn't do this, but instead just kept on going up because there was like so much buying pressure on cryptocurrencies right now. Oh, platinum, there you go. That's kind of new. I always say that platinum and palladium would probably be a really good pairs to trade. Oh wow, look at that. That just made a very impulsive move up not long ago. Hmm. This one is quite a bit different, isn't it? It looks like an A just like the other ones. It looks like three waves up for a wave B just like the other ones. But this one looks like the wave C is possibly already over. It looks like it made a higher high wave C. Kind of looks like it might be back into an uptrend in my opinion. Yeah, I mean we definitely got the end of a trend, don't we? This is for sure a trend, and we definitely have the end of a trend. And then it looks like one, two, three waves down, so I think there's a good chance it will go up. Now, things like this, you have to understand that I don't watch these things on a regular basis, so any opinion that I give you is just an educated guess. I mean, it's an educated guess, but it's definitely still a guess. I would think that this would be a one and a two, and maybe it will push down one more time, but I would think that up would be the direction now. Let's go check out platinum. Which one is platinum? Palladium. That one's palladium. This one's platinum. XPT is platinum. I haven't looked at. Oh wait, now it's coming back to me though. Hmm. Yeah, we already covered the dollar pairs. We actually covered the dollar pairs twice. So I was thinking that this was gonna make its way up for a wave C, but boy, it's really struggling, isn't it? I was thinking that this was an A, this was a B, and it was gonna go up for a wave C. It probably, maybe even around the $1,400 area. Yeah, you could rewatch the live stream if you like. I don't have any labels on this because I definitely don't analyze it on a regular basis. I have no idea what these old labels are. And wow, this thing is very, very messy. Even on the daily time frame, it's very messy. Wow. Hmm. Based on the higher time frames, I would be bullish, but boy, what a mess this thing is, huh? You trying to challenge me today, Rocky? Holy crap, what a mess that thing is on the daily. I kind of feel like it might go down, but the trend is up. So I guess kind of take it as you will. It looks like ABC right here, but based on gold and silver, I think there's a good chance they're both going to go down before they go up. But overall, on the much, much, much higher time frames, it still kind of seems like this ABC scenario is the correct scenario. Definitely seems like it. So, yeah, pretty nice, huh? Dollar. Let's check out the dollar, see if it's what it's up to. Like I was saying earlier, if this is a wave three, which it does kind of look like it's a wave three, then on the 1 hour time frame, we see a perfect five-way pattern. One, two, three, four, five. If this is really a wave three in the higher time frames, then this will not break structure to the downside, even though it's a perfect five-way pattern. Potentially, it could literally go down, make a higher low, and just keep on going up. But with these five waves, I would think that it would go down and break structure. But if it does do that, then that kind of invalidates the wave three scenario for me. So we'll see. I would probably have a Fibonacci retracement on there, and I'd be observing to see if it did actually make a higher low and continue the uptrend or not. So, anyways, definitely join my Discord channel if you have not done so already. It is 100% free to join. You never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. I do these live streams every Tuesday and every Thursday as a way to thank the audience. So definitely make sure you hit that like and subscribe and notification bell so that way you don't miss out on my future live streams. And if anybody is interested in joining my membership program, the link for that is in the chat and in the description also. Like I said, I do 9 Zoom meetings a week for the members. Live trading, live analysis. It's mostly live analysis, but if we see a trade, I take it and I tell everybody when I'm where my stop loss is and when I'm getting out and everything else. So anyways, I think that's it for me now. It's creeping up on dinner time and I'm gonna go do a few other things. So as always, happy trading and good luck to everybody.